Hey guys, welcome back to more Afk Arena. In today's video, we're on my server 827 account, which is only 3 days old. We're currently in the third day of play, and I'm already able to exchange and get my Ainz. So we're going to do that, talk about some things for newer players to speed through to be able to get that Ainz quickly, and just some quick progression tips. But then we're actually going to test him. I'm not too sure if he's going to be the most valuable to me at the moment, but we'll find out. So let's get into it. Okay, so just to show you, if we go to the events tab here and we jump into the newbie event, we go here, you can see that I've got my day 3 login. It is 8 hours and 55 minutes until I hit day 4. Now we did just go past the daily reset, which meant I could do my guild hunts again. And after I did those guild hunts, if we go over here to garrison, this is how you actually get the exchange. You need 100 of these points. If I exchange everything that I have over here, we go 7, we go maxed out on absolutely everything. That all adds up to the top 2 add up to 35, the bottom 2 add up to 65. That gives me a perfect 100. So if it depends on your progression, what events are on and stuff like that. It may take you 4, 5, 6 days to get him, depending on how fast you progress. The big thing is going to be how many summons you get to do and how many green heroes you get to get the hero coins, because they're the big ones. Also, the day we started was the first day of a labyrinth run. If you start your account on the second day, it means you get more labyrinth runs in. Different things like that will have different effects. Also, a good tip to get more guild coins is try and find someone with an ascended 30 signature item Saurus, because you can just get much better scores in that and get a lot more guild coins that way. So that's the way you do it. Now, besides that, labyrinth coins, just do your labyrinth through the optimal run to get as many as you can. Progression, obviously I progressed and got to the challenges arena pretty quick, which meant I could get enough coins to get 1 exchange for that, and that pretty much covers it. The rest comes down to RNG on what events are on, like I said, and stuff like that, for how many hero coins you will get. But most people should be able to get this within a few days. Now, I am going for Ainz because he's who I want to have as my carry. You can exchange for any at this stage. Now, for me, I think, honestly, if my Aioli was at like Legendary Plus, I don't think Ainz would be better than him right now. I feel like Ainz needs to be at Mythic with his signature item to be fully valuable. If you look at my team, this is the team that I am using at the moment. Sometimes I sub out Rowan for Nara and sometimes for Pharrell, but that is my core team. Now, it works really well because Odin, in my opinion, is the best support early game. He portals everyone, gets them on top of Aioli, and then Aioli can stun them. Lucius is absolutely godly early game. Like, he always will be. The reason being is because he not only provides a support role, which is the shields and the healing, but he's also tanky, which means he can survive. And with these guys, you can survive the whole team. And then Silas is just the best healer. Silas is honestly better than Rowan in the early game because Rowan doesn't refresh his potions, and Silas just keeps healing and has that invincibility effect. So the thing with this team is it works really well because it basically lets everyone survive and then stacks everyone on Aioli, and Aioli can keep stunning and dealing damage. Now, Ainz replacing the Aioli in this team probably. Otherwise, I can replace the Rowan with Ainz and see how it goes, but my Aioli isn't very tanky, so we'll play around with it. And then obviously when we do get the Ainz, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send my Tassie. I've got enough food to get my Tassie to Legendary Plus, which will give me a Legendary Plus Ainz. So the one thing that I wanted to do before we do that is we're going to do 110 pull because we got it saved. I did just pop singles and get a 3rd Lucius. So if we look at my account here, I did actually do a few summons in the last day. I got myself another Tassie. So we're at 5 Tassies, 3 away from Ascended. And I got my 3rd Lucius. So he's 1 away. And when we look at the events over here and we go to the newbie events and we go to Assembly of Heroes, once I get 20 more purple heroes, elite heroes, I will be able to get a Lucius from this, which I'll probably take up just to get him to Legendary Plus as well. So let's pop 1 summon. I don't think we're going to get anything, but the thing that I can get with this, yeah, got nothing. That's pretty much what I thought. I'm going to pop these singles as well. And then I'm going to pop my friendships just to get as many greens as I can because I want to save as many lab points as possible. And like I said, if I had like a legendary or a legendary plus Aioli right now, I probably wouldn't be worried about getting the Ainz. I'd rather wait until I get more guild coins because I feel like guild coins are the thing you're better off to spend on getting him. And I feel like what you want to save the most is labyrinth coins because eventually you want to use the labyrinth coins to go ahead and get yourself an Arthur as well. So I'm going to do that to get the hero coins, spend as many hero coins as possible. And then we'll finish it off with these. Keep in mind, this will overcap because the cap is 200, so you got to add it up. So for instance, this takes me to 29 and 7 is 36. 36 and 64 is my 100, and then we got one extra. So I'm going to take one off of the lab coins because I want to save as many of them as I can. I'm going to hit exchange. I've got 100 of these bad boys. Now we're going to go ahead and apply for this. This is on my other account, so I'm going to hit apply. And I'll be back in a sec, and I'll go accept that application over on my other account. Okay, so as soon as I clicked the OK to lend it, it instantly just flashed this up on my screen. So it looks like if you apply and then you go through and do something else, it's going to instantly just throw this on your screen. But there is my Ainz that I did go ahead and get from my other account. Now I have him for a month. I've got to re-borrow him for 6 months at that same cost. But we're going to see how much progress we can get in the first month. So like I said, what we're going to do now is we're going to go over here and we're going to go auto ascend first. And I don't like smart ascend at this stage of the game. So what we're going to do is we've got one Arden. So we're going to get another Arden up. Send, yep. Perfect. We're going to get him to Elite Plus, which is perfect. And then we're going to get 2 more Iras up. Should be fine. One Ira there. Feed the Yogies. And then we get the second Elite Plus food, and now we're going to get our Tassie to Legendary Plus, and I will be aiming to make her Mythic as fast as possible because it's going to be vital for my progression. Getting Ainz to Mythic, unlocking his signature item so that he uses his ult instantly for the first time is going to be the huge thing for him. So I'm absolutely pumped to get there. But there we go. At least we do have my Tassie to the Legendary Plus. We're going to jump out. We're going to go here, and we're going to go link that up to my Tassie. Now I can't use Tassie in the same team as him, but I'm hoping we can get some decent progression out of this. So heroes. Now I need to put Tassie in the crystal. So, oh, Tassie was one of my highest leveled. Okay, why don't I just level her back up? Let's just level her back up. Level up, 100. Thank you. Confirm. And surely I can take her a few more levels. Yes. And then we're just going to level her as far as she'll go. And now my aim is going to be to level her up as far as she can go. That's also nice because my mercenary or my event Odin that I have going on, he does get up to legendary. So let's put some gear on this Ainz. I don't know what kind of the best gear I have is. I'm gonna have to steal it off Silas. And as you can see, I don't have great gear, but we'll make it work. We'll try and make it work. So do you have some gear? We'll remove yours and we'll go ahead and equip the next best set onto him. So now it does sort of cripple me in that gear sense, but I'm so keen to see how this goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try dropping the Rowan. Actually, no, let's drop Isolde. Let's see how this works. I'm hoping we just pretty much one-shot the world when we get towards our ult. So I don't know how this is going to pan out. Whether Ainz is going to take too much damage straight up, or whether he's going to get to an ult. Okay, we lost Lucius really quick. Ainz is surviving like an absolute beast, but that Isabella's really shredded us. So, honestly, the damage wasn't horrible. Can we do it like this? Can we do it like this? Actually, what I need to do is I need to put Jura's Call on Ainz, because we need to get him to ult faster. And keep in mind, I am very well extended in my push on this server, and I've done this all with only Elite or Elite Plus heroes. But if we go to the server here, I'm currently ranked 23. I was ranked 14 last night. Ranked 23 in progression as free to play. But let's jump here. And I'm going to put Jura's Call on Ainz. So, and like I said, if you get this guy to Mythic, it's so much better. Okay, so let's try that. Let's go. Hopefully he can ramp up a bit faster. And unfortunately, my Isolde just is getting shredded before he can do anything. And we do have that cast time. So I'm going to play around with this and I'll be back. Okay, that worked really well. So the thing you got to remember with this is it's just a matter of keeping everything alive until Ainz can cast his ult. Like I said, it becomes a lot easier at Mythic because when he unlocks his signature item, he gets it instantly. But this worked really well. I did throw the Nara in there, dropped the Silas because Silas was getting one shot by the Sylvina, whereas Rowan has his little bit of immunity, so he could survive. So if we press play here, we'll see basically what happens. And it actually took him long enough, which is like the 24 seconds or whatever, where he procs his passive, which does half of everyone's health, plus stuns them. So if we wait here, we'll slow it down right here. As you can see, they're all stunned there. His thing procced, did half their health, and then there's a pretty big nuke that gets most things pretty low. Now, keeping in mind, our gear is terrible on him at the moment, and he still did that much damage. And the other thing that I want to reference is, like, I've been pushing really hard on this account, and I was hard stuck. Now, like I said, I still think at this stage, Legendary Plus, an Isolde would be better, or a Daemon, something like that. I actually personally really do like the Isolde because you do get the stuns on everything grouped up. But nonetheless, it worked really well. So let's go ahead and try this one. I'm going to leave the Nara in because Isabellas are incredibly threatening. We've just got the Spider Chick, which is a big threat in this one as well. Hopefully Lucius can get it ult. He did miss. The other thing that I did do was swap Ainz onto Jura's Eye, and I swapped Lucius onto Jura's Call. So that was the other thing that sort of helped out. Now we're gonna lose on that one, but that is a very easy fight with RNG. I feel like if Lucius survived a little bit longer, we might have been fine. And literally just things like changing artifacts can completely change the way that's going to function, or just swapping my tank position. So we'll play around with that a couple times. Let's go here. So if we swap tank positions, let's see what happens with that. I think that puts a bit more pressure on Lucius, so he's probably going to die quicker. But the RNG just lets him put his shield down sooner and get his shield up on everyone. So like I said, you really can't tell. Even though he did die, we should be fine here. We should proc that passive here where everyone gets stunned in a second. There we go, there it was. Everyone took half damage, we got the stun. Unfortunately, we got CC'd as we were casting it and missed it. So I'm going to do this off camera and we'll be back. Okay, so that worked really well. What I ended up doing was putting Rowan front row because the Isabella was getting taken by Nara and the front row was getting portaled, so no one was actually hitting the front row. So it allowed me to put Rowan up the front there just to change it up, let Ainz do his thing. And the big thing for him at this stage where he has to channel his ult is the fact that he gets interrupted by CC. But you can see even when he's channeling the ultimate, he procs his passive, dealing that big damage and the stun. It's fantastic. I still do think, like I said, Daemon or Isolde better at this stage, but you know, if you don't have them at that high ascension, which is where the Ainz is fantastic. No matter who you get the copies of, for me it was Tassie, even though I would sometimes use Tassie in a team. I got the Tassie copies, I can throw her in the team. I'm sorry, I can merge her to Ainz, throw him in the team, and away we go. So hopefully we proc that passive there, get the stuns. Unfortunately, we're just going to miss out here unless we land this channel. Ooh, it's close. But you can see the kind of damage, like, my problem with progression before this was every battle I would get timed out because I had the survivability, I had the CC, but I just didn't have the raw damage because everything was at elite and no one was really a dedicated damage dealer. But now we're looking a lot better. We lose that, we should be fine. We got that stun. We've got more units alive now, so we should have no issues with this one. And there we go. So not too bad. Hopefully that Nero doesn't solo my team. If he lands an egg, we're going to stun here. We're going to stun. Nice. Boom. Dude, Niru, absolute pain. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, mixed it up, took the Nara out on that one, put the Silas in for all that extra healing, ended up working. Silas also injects Ainz. If you get Silas to inject him or Rowan to use his ult before Ainz actually does, it's even better. The other thing is like timing, that sometimes you want to slow down his ult so that he uses his stun before it, because then it's going to get more effective health loss out of the enemies. As you can see here, it happens just before his ult goes off, so we get that reduction, we get that stun, and then his ult hits them, and then we're pretty good from there. So I'm actually really liking this. I feel like I'm going to get a lot better push out of this now that I have him at Legendary Plus. Dealing all the deeps. Okay, so this one here. Now, Savius, this is a very big issue for me this team. The annoying thing is, Odin is fantastic. His weakness is Savius, because Savius sacrifices his health at the start of the battle, which means you portal someone over onto that Savius. So I'm going to wait. I'm just going to start, see who we portal, get a feel for it. If we portal the Isabella, okay. If we don't, then I'm going to bring the Nara in. So let's just throw this team in here, see what happens. Okay, so we portal the goalless, which sucks. So this is going to be a bit of a tricky stage. So what I like to do in this stage sometimes is put the Rowan there to take the first hit, then let Lucius follow up and take the other hits. We're going to put the Nara in there, and we're going to see how this one goes. So unfortunately, Rowan got one shot, but this might get Lucius to pop his shield, which means we might actually get to an Ainz ult. We reset that Isabella, which is nice. Okay, I'll be back. I reckon I might be stuck here for a while, but we'll find out. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and make my Lucius legendary because I'm going to get that last copy of him when I get the, what is it, like 20 more elite heroes. So I chucked him up there and pretty much helped me get there, even though he did die in the end. The team ended up working. Towards the end here, my Silas kept injecting the Nara, which was perfect because Nara was the one that Savius was attacking in the end, so worked well. Rowan in that front row. I like Rowan front row with Lucius backing him up against Savius. I just think it works really well. And then we start getting the injections here on the what's her name, the Nara, which is really handy because she's going to drag the Savius, and that's all he's going to attack, and she's going to be immune, and it's just going to be happy days. So through that one up to a boss stage. That actually took me a long time. Hopefully we can clear this next boss. Hopefully we can do it, but I'm definitely going to keep pushing this account. This is going nicely. Okay, next stage. Okay, we got Vidan, Nero. Oh, this is yuck. This is yuck. Vidan, Nero, Spider Chick, and then we got Golas, who's tanky as hell. So I don't know if we drop him, put that like that, and then bring the portals. Let's see who we port. That's going to be the interesting thing. Okay, good. We port the Vidan, except we port him into the same position. Now it's going to be if Ainz can survive. Okay, he got the injection, which is really nice. Really nice. Unfortunately, he's going to use his passive after his ult, which is less than optimal, but there it goes. There goes passive. We could actually still get this because we just got another injection on him. We're going to do some more portals. Okay, this is working quite nicely, quite nicely. Now it's a matter of that if we can kill that Niru, which I think we should be able to. Man, the ults don't even do much damage. It's just how much healing can he do? 40 seconds. Surely we've got this. Surely. Nice. Okay, Ainz putting in the work. Nice. Okay. Check damage. Obviously Ainz. Sick. We can go a little bit further. Let's see where we are on the leaderboards. The all-important leaderboards. 19th. Okay. In that top 20. Now, do we get enough goodies? Ooh, there's one more scroll, which we're going to pop because I'm desperate to pop everything. Because every summon makes it help. Rip the dream. Don't really need those anymore, but that's okay. Let's go. We'll push for one more boss. We'll see if we can get to one more boss. Once again, we do have the Savius in this team, which royally sucks. We'll see if we see how the port works and see how well Lucius survives. Yeah, he doesn't get his shield down fast enough there, but we can do this and we can get heals on him faster from the Silas. It might work. No, we're going to have to do the Rowan. Like I said, it's my go-to option here when I do have this, is to go Rowan front row, let him eat an attack, and then Lucius take over. Even if he dies, it gives Lucius that time that he should survive, but he's not. Okay, let's drop you. Let's try portals. And this is what always happens. You cruise through the boss stage and get stuck on non-boss stages. It's happened to me for the last 2 chapters. Boss stages, there's been a couple that have stuck me, but not too many. And then we get to these non-bosses and it just destroys me. But I think the last one I had Lucius with, yeah, we swapped that for the last one just to get Silas to ult faster. But maybe the call will make Lucius drop his shield down or just make him die quicker. Whew, rip. I think that is where we're going to leave it. Unless Lucius survives this one. Oh, he's surviving. He's surviving. Shield, shield, shield. Ah, we lost Ainz. That's where we're going to leave it, guys. I'm pretty pumped about the Ainz. Even at Legendary Plus, he's giving me better progression than I had. Once again, I think Damon or Isolde at Legendary Plus at this stage would be better than him. Once we get to Mythic, that's where I think he's going to really start to shine, because all he really needs is to unlock that signature item, get an ult. If you can get it to 10, fantastic. So you get 2 ults. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.